Hello and welcome to the Coding and Game Engine live stream. This is part 168 and we are still doing the GUI, part 91 of the GUI, still doing the ImGUI Doomstar FPS counter, and more specifically we're creating a system information project class system that we can reuse on other stuff. So let's get down to doing that now. Okie dokie, so what we're going to do is what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I need to open up the project. This was just a Vulkan project that I had open earlier. This is a tutorial that I was doing. Made 2 videos today, going to be making 2 more videos tomorrow. Really pumping out the Vulkan content now, really getting into it, so we'll, got some good stuff coming. Yeah, we've got all sorts of stuff, so it's going to be about 40 or so videos. Might add more to this, and yeah, it's gonna be very interesting stuff. Okay, so like I was saying, need to open up the project, and I remember having some enum error thing. Okay, so system information. Could not be opened. I permanently move it, so we could always just work directly from here. Is that basically what I did? Let's have a look. I haven't emptied my recycle bin, so should be all good. I was just about to empty it before this video, or before the live stream. I was like, I need to empty it, and then just didn't. That looks like the work that we were doing yesterday. Memory format. Literally, that was like I think that was the last bit of code we did. So, okay, so that's fine. I must just move it over here, which makes sense. Okay, so that is all good and all good. So let's actually get some more data. Let me comment this as well. Use when converting between memory formats. Memory different memory. Now, what would you call megabytes and gigabytes? What are they? Denominations? Yeah, I guess, but what would it be? Units. 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 Between. Let's message her, see if she's around. Okay, so yeah, we're having the enum issue. So if I do rebuild solution, not enum issue, the warning that I really want to get rid of is unscoped. Because seems to have gone away now. Maybe it's going to take a bit of time to go away. I think that's what happened last time as well. Okay, so that's fine then. It seems to have gone away. so now that we've got the stock cloud and stuff down that we don't need, so this, I like this one. So this one provided a fair bit of nice information. And do they have a Google? Let's go to the Microsoft website. What they got in here now? It's a list of stuff. Not interested in the list. I literally just want the code from it. Okay, so it's a shame that I can't copy and paste it from somewhere, but let's write it out. You know what? This is gonna be a bit hard to see on here. I'm gonna actually Bella commented but then retracted the comment. Okay, I'm gonna open it up on my laptop, have it full screen on there, and then type it out from there. That'd be a lot easier. How to get CPU and GPU information, blah 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 blah. Go to the tail end of it. Yeah, he definitely needs to zoom in on his text. That's a mistake that I used to make back in the days as well. Okay, so let's have a look. Put using namespace. Okay, so that's that print hardware info. I guess the hardware info can just be, if we can just get once, to be fair. So what we're gonna say is, looking at what he's doing, I feel like he's missing some code out. Well, he's adding references to stuff. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on here. Let me have a look at something else second. See what we got here, because might have already had it. Already course sales info, it doesn't really matter. Let's see what it does again. None of that seems of much interest. Oh yeah. One looks pretty decent to start with. I'll try this in the main.cpp and I'll just rip it out from there. Her says hello, hello her. Forever passage. Hi man, how did you name your engine? As in, like, what is the name? Because it's really just Project XYZ. Her came up with the name Saucy Game Engine, short for Sonar Systems Game Engine, and yeah, that's the current name. Need to rename it in a few places, but yeah, it's called Saucy Game Engine. So Sonar System Game Engine, or SGE, or SSGE, however you want to call it. Yeah, it's called Project XYZ, like her said, but like, remember her, we got the name Saucy now that you recommended, that you came up with. Okay. Let me run this, see what happens. Hopefully, I was gonna say hopefully we don't get any errors, but we do. We do indeed. I mean, that being on new lines, I don't really see that being an issue in something like C++. Maybe it is an ASM. This one looks maybe even simpler. These are other files. No, the current name is still probably to be a proper saucy game engine. It's probably not well enough designed. I'm taking the name her. It's saucy now. That's this thing like a Russian word. So look, let me download this because this is possible. This is already getting what we want. If it is, that's fantastic. Then we can obviously abandon our project and just use this one. At least it doesn't sound like cooker. Yep, nice fun fact. Okay, so let me check this out. Okay, so let's give it a run, see what we get. a lot of info that you can get. You know, okay, so one CPU into CPU number. Okay, so you see, yes, it's getting some nice information here. This is 8 RAM sticks. Yep, should be, you know, 8 times 4. Blah blah blah. Boot has 1 GPU installed. Yes, it does indeed. Computer has 1 OS installed. Yep. Got this amount of information. I mean, that's not the amount of RAM I got. I mean, I think it always reports it like half of what it actually is. I don't know why it does that. There'll be some logical explanation. Probably the way internally it works. Okay, so this is looking good. Whoa. Is there anything in our solution? Is there anything in our solution that this can't do? I mean, I don't think so. I think this actually... Does this provide memory usage? So if I go to... Nah, it doesn't provide memory usage. So in reality, I should integrate this into what we've already got, because there's no memory usage in the other thing. Okay, so we're gonna wanna add all these files. Okay, so let's do that. System information master, and we're gonna go over to here, and I'm going to create a new folder, and it's going to be called include and src. So include will be this, src will be this, and let me just make sure this still works by tweaking it slightly. Run it, see if it still works. No, we're getting some errors. You know what I really don't like? Your way of just copying and pasting code. You write this shit yourself. You know, so it isn't really that hard. I mean, I don't really see why not, huh? I mean, copying and pasting. Because at the end of the day, it's what it's out there for. Obviously, you know, the more you write it, the more you'll learn. But, I mean, stuff like this, I don't see me having to do it again. Because in my opinion, it's like this. You're willing to use ImGUI. I mean, it's principle the same. Why not write your own? Obviously, I did. We're implementing ImGUI as well. Or whatever the case is. It's like, why even bother? Obviously, you draw a line somewhere. So that seems fine. Close that down. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty confident that I can go over the code and break down what it's doing. But again, it'll be such a piss take to, write to myself. Yeah, of course, but the actual principle is still the same. Can't remember what I was going to do. Oh yeah, I was going to integrate everything into here now. So with this, there's already SRC stuff. So I mean either the reality is for the system information we'll want to that's BS. Let me remove that. Exclude from project, exclude from project, and let me re-add it. We're going to include, and by going to what do you actually learn about the Win32 API right now? Nothing. Nah, I don't. Honestly, I'm not really interested in learning the Win32 stuff at the moment. See if this works. There we go. Okay, so that's good stuff. We got it working back to the way it was. Now let me do the integration of this into here. So we can either copy and paste all these folders as is into the include and source folder, or create another folder within our project that has all of these in there. I'll just do it like this. Copy that into here. Copy everything except for the main into here. Fair enough. I've got to make sure it's working. I haven't integrated. Ooh. See, yes. I know what's happening. There's still gonna be loads more errors. So let me open up all these and fix them one by one. Sorry, I'm a bit salty today. I can tell. It's fair enough. Time to make it by myself. Good stuff. What have you been up to her today? Once it gets to about the half an hour mark on the live stream, I was gonna go and grab myself a snack. Or go and have a snack. Try it. I feel like I missed one out. Okay. I feel like once we've actually done these, the other errors might just subside. Nope. It is. Ooh. Is that personal stuff? I'm guessing personal stuff and not something to do with somebody else. And to install Wireshark to trace the packets and see what is passed around. Did you manage to get anywhere with it? Okay, that's good stuff with it. Fortunately not. Yeah, sometimes you wish stuff like that you don't usually wish for would happen because it's so minor. If it's just a merging issue, you can roll back. Or if you have appropriate backups, not too bad. Okay, so and sysinfo. So we got CPU info. I mean, the reality is we just need to get this done once, but it is not the fastest thing to get. Takes a bit of time, so I would rather have it as a separate method. Would be worth it from June. Would be responsible. Oh yeah, I'm sure it will be her. I'm sure it will be. I never merged code that has not been tested on all platforms and almost all situations. Good idea. I know I'm guilty of not doing that. Oopsie daisy. I'm gonna go to the toilet and grab a snack and then I'll be back. Back momentarily. So, so yeah. I want to get all of this, but what we're gonna do. That's my project. I was like, it don't look like my project. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna implement a method. Also gonna implement something else. This will just be const bool. I know he's gonna be like, why are you making a const if it's a bool? And a reference. I mean a reference. Yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt. I think it's still good practice. I've got no thread sticking out here. I'm gonna press these up here. I'll sort of snip it out after. Okay, const bool load system info equals true equals false. It ain't a default constructor anymore. Constructor. There's always a need her. Again, it's more just, you know, habit. Just to keep things consistent. Because I mean, at the end of the day, with stuff like characters and integers, I mean, you could technically get away with it with that as well. When you put something, a pointer gets created. Okay. But is there any downside to doing it like that? That's what I'm asking. Is it just not necessary, or is it detrimental? That's my question for this. Okay. So you're saying it's better just to do it like this then? And they should be in references. I don't know why they weren't. I think it's better to take these as copies as well. Actually, these aren't a regular and these are long. Okay, I'll read more into that a bit more. Okay, so let me grab this. And let me get rid of that. And okay, so what we're gonna say, we're gonna have another method. I mean public void load system information. and we'll say if load system info, then we'll say load system information. Let's implement this bad boy. Okay, so in here what we're going to do is literally what's in here, except for the cout stuff. Obviously I will I'll be storing this all in this struct here momentarily. I might create multiple structs for like CPU stuff, motherboard, that sort of stuff. Okay, so what was I gonna do now? What was I going to do? Oh yeah, what I wanted to actually do was put a comment in here. Just reference that we're using this code as well. Is this the one? Yep. Okay, so now look at that badly coded shit anyway. STD, NDL, all over the place. Performance was a really bad idea. Oh, we're not gonna be doing any of this anyway, We're not doing couts or NDLs. None of this is actually staying. It's literally all going to be removed just so we get the actual data, and that'll be stored in struct. There'll be no like couts or anything in here. So again, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that indeed. So I'm gonna create a, so we need a motherboard, CPU struct, RAM struct, GPU struct, and an OS struct. So let's do the CPU struct now. So we'll create one here. CPU stats struct. Okay, so we're gonna say, so obviously I need to know what each one is. So number of CPU items, that's returning it as an int. I mean, I don't see why that can't be a. I mean, I'm gonna still leave it as int just because it's an int there. I don't see why it shouldn't be an unsigned int, but again, I'd rather leave it just because underneath that's what it's using as well. I know I just wanted to mention that the code's not really performant. With all the SEO all over, you will have to put all the info into a struct for ImGUI anyway. Yeah, I'm putting it into structs anyway, so it's not really an issue. Again, I just obviously this is what they had in their main CPP to showcase the engine, not the engine, the framework. And obviously I'm just going to be ripping this apart. So CPU, we need a number of CPUs, number of CPUs, physical CPUs, don't see the need for that. Gotta go by. That's calm. I'm wrapping up in about 10-15 minutes anyway. Okay, so int, and then we're gonna have a, what's this one gonna be? So return an int. So we're gonna have an int CPU number. Let me run this again. And great to have you on her, and hopefully you resolve that issue as well. Core count. Nope, that will not be, that will be a string panic. Okay, so that's that done. So in here, the problem with having, so 1 second. Yeah, just in case we have multiple CPUs, so we need a vector in here. We're gonna say std : vector, and this is gonna be of CPU underscore CPUs. likely only be one for most systems. And then, okay, so what we would do now is we actually put that down here, and in, so what we're going to say now is, well, the system information, underscore system information, so now what we're going to do is okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna say CPU. We're gonna say CPU dot the number starts at 1. That's fine. So now what we're gonna say is, you know what, it'd be a lot quicker if I just did this in something like Sublime. If I ripped it apart in Sublime, it'd be so much quicker. Okay, so what we're gonna say is we're gonna need to put this. We're gonna find ITR that, find all, delete that, put that there, and we're going to find all instances of end L, find all okay, so let me rename all this, so this will be name, manufacturer, core count, surprised you can't get like L1 cache size. I'll have a look at that in a second. Maybe I can modify it pretty easily to get it. I mean, it's not that it's really important. It's just if I can, then it's good to be able to have it. About something that's not related, so some other error somewhere else it would appear. Let me see what happens if I do this. slowly start removing stuff out, and so we can get to the root of the problem. That's all that was. I can actually remove this. There we go. Okay, so if we look at that, we should be still be able to build. And like I said, I'll go into the other stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna wrap up now. We got some warnings though. These are not related to me. What this one is. CPU number is uninitialized. Always initialize member with variable. Equals. Okay, so that's all disappeared now, and here we go. So like I said, I'm gonna wrap up now, do the rest tomorrow. I'm gonna commit this now, so I'm gonna commit it, and no, it's not that I'm committing. I'm committing sysinfo. Added an external library, going well, should be done in a few days. See what happens if I close this, maybe you'll work then? Okay, seems to have worked. Okie dokie. So, let's update this to 169 and 92. Coming along slowly but nicely. I'm gonna go to the toilet again. By the time I get back, should be done, and then I'll wrap up. If you get any questions, feel free to post in the meantime. I'm back, and still pushing to origin. What the fudge? That is taking so long. It's this info, for God's sake. This info should not be big. This is a massive file in debug. I can't see anything huge here. That should take ages to. But that was 750 meg. Is it? No, it's not one of these files. What the hell literally is so big? What the hell? You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be something in here. Oh well, I'll let it do its thing. I'm just gonna wrap up now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.